Yo, what is up, everybody? This is Cushion Tech here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my worst year of my entire life ever, in my entire life, which was 2018, and why it was my worst year of my life. It was one of the worst years of my life, and I really wish I never. And if I had to go back in time, I would choose another year besides never choose 2018, because 2018 brought me back some horrible memories from school, from life, from family, from friends, from sports, and so many more. Now, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click that notification bell, ring that bell, and get notified to watch some more videos. All right, let's get started. In 2018, I got into so much trouble in middle. I was in my 8th grade year at my middle school called Bernardo Yorba, and I got into so much trouble in middle school. I consistently got detention, had to serve detention at least once a week. I got a Saturday at least once a month. I got suspended so many times from school that year for doing bad stuff. I vandalized school property. I got kicked out of class a lot. I got kicked out of all the honors classes a lot. I had so many N's and U's in citizenship grades. I got into so much trouble. I got into 3 fights at my middle school that year, and only won one fight, while the rest I lost complete. I lost the other 2 fights, and I broke broke a Chromebook. I posted inappropriate. I posted mean things about other people, saying, "Oh, this person is so ugly," and all that. I pulled a woman's hair. I called a woman a fat bitch, which I really regret doing. Got into so much trouble. I was mean to everyone. I flipped off a teacher. I did so many awful bad things in middle school, and do not do any of the bad things you do. I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes as I did. I consistently had to serve so many in-school suspensions. I had to serve in-school suspensions for a whole entire week. I got into so much trouble. I got banned from activities and all that because of that. And don't get into trouble. Stay out of trouble. During 2018, I had lost so many friends in middle school. A lot of my friends stopped talking to me. They all turned against me because of all the poor decisions I made, and all the stupid decisions I made, which I really wish I never did. They called me very bad. They called me stupid. They called me lame. They called me a rebel. They called me names and all that. My entire friend group suddenly turned against me. They said, "Oh, we don't want you here anymore. Oh, we think you should get expelled, or we think you should get suspended. Oh, we think you should get jailed." They kept on calling me names. My entire environment and friend group turned against me because of all the poor decisions I made, such as vandalizing the school, saying mean things to other people, and doing these bad things. All because of the poor decisions I made and all the bad things I did in middle school, and all this too many detentions, Saturdays, and suspensions I got. The assistant principal decided to bar me from the graduation ceremony and other activities. I wasn't even allowed to go to any of the graduation ceremonies. or any activities, and I didn't get to spend time with any of my friends or socialize with any of my peers. I didn't get to take pictures, farewell pictures with them. I didn't get to, let's see, enjoy like all the fun and all the parties and like all the activities going on. I was forced to like miss my last week of school all because I couldn't like attend any activities and all that. And I was just at home lonely, was feeling regretful for all like the poor and bad things I did. And I really wish that I never made those decisions, and I really wish I attended my graduation ceremony and other activities. All because of this bad and stupid decisions I'd made in the poor, and like all the bad things I did. A lot of people in my grade suddenly started bullying me. Almost like I'd say 75% of the kids in my grade started bullying me, including all my teachers were bullying me. They humiliated me, they embarrassed me, they kept on calling me names. They called me stupid, they called me weak, they called me gay, they called me fat, they called me a faggot, they called me a pervert, let's see what else they called me. Let me think. It was like they called me, let's see, ugly, they called me nasty, they called me mean, they called me weird, they called me, let's see, they called me a rapist, they called me a sexist, they called me racist, they called me a stinky Indian. They said like very mean names to things about me, saying that, oh, I'm the weakest kid at the school, I'm the stupidest kid at the school, I'm the dumbest kid at the school. I couldn't do anything. People like they made fun of me because of all the poor decisions I made, and like all the stuff times I got trouble in, and all the all the bad things I did. And like they all like, let's see, got mad at me for like all the decisions I made and all the poor things I made, and they were all mean to me and all that. They like picked on me for they all pointed towards me and laughed at me, and so many different other mean things I couldn't forget. In middle school, I bullied so many people in 2018. I told them, oh, they suck at these specific things. Oh, I called them fat, I called them gay, I called them lesbian, I called them ugly. I sent like emails to other people saying like very mean things about them, saying, oh, this guy's ugly, oh, I hate this guy and all that. I like was talking trash behind their backs. I said like mean things about them, and I created mean post about them, and I let's see, like posted rude comments on their social media platform saying, oh, they're ugly. I, let's see, I punched people physically. I like physically bullied them. I touched women's butts, which I was too young and really wish I never did that. I touched all the girls' butts. I pushed all the girls. I pulled girls' hairs. I randomly touched people. Let's see, I punched people. I like called people names, and I let's see, like socially excluded them from other things. I called them mean things like, oh, mean names. Oh, I called them a fat bitch. Oh, I flipped them off. I told them to shut up. I then told people to like go, like, like told them really mean jokes to them, and I like said like really mean things to them, and I said, and I was like really mean. I harassed people, I annoyed people, I created annoying sounds that annoyed people. I bullied so many people in my school. I like told people they're bad at things. I told them that like that you shouldn't even be here, and I hope you leave. And I told them very mean things. Like I told them, I hope you die. And I told them, I hope you get expelled. And I told you, I hope you go to Travis. And I told them, oh, and I said like really mean jokes and inappropriate jokes about them, and I regret doing all of that. In middle school, I failed a bunch of classes. I got like so many D's, F's, and like all of like the non-important classes though. And the only class that I tried in and like I took very seriously and got an A in was math. I only tried in math mainly because like it, meaning because like it'll affect my math placement in high school, and I don't want to be placed in a low level math or like a normal level math. I wanted to be placed in a high level math, and I was always in advanced math like ever since I was a kid. So I decided to only try in math and do only my math homework, while like I never did any of my like other class homework or classwork. I never participated in class. I skipped class like almost every day. I only showed up to some classes like once a week. I failed so many classes for yeah, I didn't do any homework. I didn't try on tests. I just guessed on exams. Didn't do any classwork. I failed to observe classroom rules. I didn't participate. I got a bunch of F's and D's, caused me to get like Saturday schools to help my grades go up, and I really regret doing this because I couldn't take some honors classes in high school because of my D's and F's in some of my classes, and I realized that if I kept continued getting D's and F's, I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be able to graduate high school. So and I failed a bunch of classes in middle school. I didn't try. I stopped going to school. I stopped studying, and I just randomly guessed, and I just only focused on math instead of balancing everything out. In middle school, like I threw a rock at the 500 building at the science building window because like all the science teachers I had, like I did not like, they got mad at me just for like doing even something like slightly wrong and just a tiny bit wrong. So I just decided to throw a window at the 500 building and broke the glass, and because of that I got suspended from school, and I had to like pay, and I had to do community service at the school. I was sentenced to community service. Had to pay I had to pay like them a fine, which I had to pay them a fine, which I was forced to get money from like other people, and like I was forced to get as much cash as possible from all my relatives to help pay off that fine, and I eventually like paid off that fine and all, and like got everything paid, and apologize, and I had to apologize to the district and everyone in the science department at my school for breaking the window. Like when I was vacationing in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico during spring break, I decided to go ziplining, and then like while I went ziplining, when the zip line like fell off, and I fell and fell on, and thank God the surface fell down to the surface, and thank God the surface below me was like the surface below me was not too far from like where I fell. If it was, I would have been dead. But I tumbled like all the way down to the ground and ended up breaking my like glasses. I ended up getting a bunch of bruises. I ended up getting like hurt a lot. I didn't get any broken bones. I just got a bunch of bruises like on my leg and on my torso area and on my arm area. And after that I decided never to do zip lining again, and I thank God had a spare glasses and so many and other things. In 2018, when I was vacationing in Cabo San Lucas with my family and my dad's best friends and his wife and two kids, I was forced to spend time with them for the whole time. And like my dad's best friend's wife and two kids always bully me every time when my dad's best friend's wife and two kids always bully me every time when I'm with them. They make fun of me because of all how I talk and how I act. They make fun of me because I got into so much trouble in school. They bully me because like how I'm less smarter than them and they have a phone and I don't. And they have less restrictions and I don't. And they also make fun of me because my dad doesn't let me eat chicken while they got to eat chicken and all that. And I got really angry at them, so I decided to steal chicken from their plates. And like they also made fun of me because I didn't want to swim. And the reason why I didn't want to swim with them is because like the girls were wearing non-bikinis or non one piece shirts, and the guys didn't take off their shirts, which made me feel uncomfortable when swimming. And when I did go into the water, I took off my shirt, and they all called me skinny. They all called me fat, which wasn't really nice. And they like make fun of me because I throw tantrums and a lot. They make fun of me because they got to eat chicken or any meat, and I didn't get to eat chicken. And like and they made fun of me because they got their phones early and have less restrictions and I didn't, which made me feel upset. And the next time when I was forced to go on vacation with my dad, I was able to successfully fight my way out of the next vacation by like physically yelling at my dad and punching my dad until too pressured to get the ticket, and he canceled the ticket. And after that I never went on any vacations with my dad's best friend's wife and two kids. In 2018, when I got into so much trouble at school, my parents decided to take away my phone every time when they got a call or notification from the school saying that I got into so much trouble. And like whenever I had my phone, they put severe restrictions on it where I can only text and I can only call. I can only text and call. That's the only thing I could do, and I can only text certain people, and I can only call certain people and all that. And like when I did and like when I let's see got into so much I got my phone taken away a lot, and I barely had my phone with me, and I couldn't do. Yeah, and I had to get a ride from and I had to wait for a very long time for my parents to come pick me up. And I consistently got my phone taken away because I did so many bad things a lot. And like when my dad's best friends and wife and two kids my dad's best friends two kids had their phones and I didn't, they made fun of me, which made me feel so upset. In 2018, I watched so many like movies that had like really sad endings, such as Avengers Infinity War, where like so many of the universe's population died because of Thanos' snap and all that. And like so many people died because of Thanos' snap and all that, which made me feel sad. And a lot of the main characters died in Avengers Infinity War. While I also watched the Star Wars The Last Jedi, which was the worst Star Wars film I've ever watched because like all the good guys nearly lost all their people, and the fan favorite character of the entire Star Wars saga, Luke Skywalker, died in that film, and I really felt so disappointed of Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I hated The Last Jedi, and I hated Avengers Infinity War. And let's see, in 2018, I was skinny fat, which meant that I had very low muscle mass and like very low muscle weights, and like but I had a high body fat percentage. Like I had a very huge flab. I had tiny calves. I had skinny calves. I had chicken legs. I had and I had skinny forearms, skinny arms, and I had like a huge belly and a huge fat. And I decided like towards the midway of the year that I attempt to like get rid of fix that, lose that fat and gain muscle by like by signing up for a gym nearby, which I did, and like I slowly got rid of all the fat and slowly built all the muscle throughout the year, and I eventually reached my goal of fixing the skinny fat solution in 2021, where I gained so much more muscle than fat, and like I decided to properly diet and exercise like during the midway point of 2018.